again, YouTube. Adriana here. I got a question. I got a really good question from someone about the brass vessel in the Goetia, and spirit vessels in general. I wrote a rather long blog on my personal website about the brass vessel on the 13th, and I just kind of wanted to do like a video of that. So basically what I want to say about that is when a lot of people think of capturing spirits in vessels, they literally think that what we're talking about is trying to basically capture a genie in a bottle. And I just want to kind of show you an example of some different vessels that I have. But first I want to discuss exactly what the brass vessel is. And it's my view that the brass vessel is much like the triangle of art. It's not necessarily there. Excuse me, I always have sinus problems, but it's not that the vessel is there to constrain the spirit or to keep it, away from you because it's going to hurt you or anything like that. Now, maybe in old-timey ceremonial magic, maybe that was true, but I think it's a focal point for the spirit to actually come through. And I also believe the same thing about brass vessels and any other type of vessel that people might be keeping spirits in. And it's not necessarily keeping the spirit in, especially when we're talking God forms, because if you look at it that way, if deities, if demons, if God forms are all omnipresent and they exist in everything, they don't really have some sort of finite mass that can fit in a small physical space. That's just not how it works. Instead, look at the vessel, the spirit vessel of any type, as something that comes through, that the spirit comes through. And generally what you do is you would put something in your vessel that would attract the spirit to it. So, you might choose stones and herbs and oils, waters, whatever, to put into your vessel to draw the spirit energy of that particular spirit to that vessel, and thus imbuing that vessel with the energy that you're seeking and bringing that energy through the vessel, and therefore being able to more easily commune with that particular demonic force or spirit of any type. So, vessels can come in different shapes and sizes. They don't necessarily have to be boxes. They don't have to be lamps. A lot of people talk about magic lamps, and you think, people rubbing the magic lamp and the genie comes out and gives 3 wishes. And of course, magic lamps are kind of interesting because they're so multi-purpose. You can do a lot of things with them. Here's one I have that I haven't done anything with yet. I'm planning on turning this into one of my magic lamps. You can get these at thrift stores. And kind of cheesy decorations on this one, but I can strip all of that off and go ahead and paint it with seals and whatever I need to do. But it has in it the wick. So if you are going to use it for magical oils, that can be done. But they make good vessels too for spirits, because you can usually open them. So I don't know if you could see that, but that's awfully small in there. I mean, what you can get in there, clearly, but it's also really easily cleaned too. So once you're done working with a particular spirit, you can deconstruct the lamp and then, cleanse it, clear it, all of those things, and then reuse. So, and there's some people who say you shouldn't reuse a lamp or a vessel, that you should do something else, but really you have to decommission them either way. And I don't know necessarily that you don't decommission them by destroying them. You decommission them in a more appropriate way by taking apart the individual pieces and kind of letting the spirit dissipate. And you take out the things in the lamp that attract that spiritual presence to it, and eventually that spiritual presence just dissipates. So, and of course, yes, there are formal rituals for such things. And not only that, but not all vessels need to be made of like brass, or, you know, in Palo they have like a spirit pot type thing that's made out of cast iron, which you would use for some sort of necromantic type spirit pot, because iron is basically a very earthy, other side connecting metal. But I have a couple of these copper pots that are actually kind of nice. Some spirits prefer copper. Some prefer silver. Some prefer wood. So you can make pots out of just about anything that complements the spirit. So, and they can be of any size or shape. It's just some of them are not as practical to clean. Like, if you can see, I don't know if you can see down there. That's kind of a tiny hole. It's going to be hard to clean it, because you do want to, you have to clean them between use. So after you deconstruct them and everything. So, but you can find really great vessels and everything when you go to a thrift store, or yard sales, whatever. So always keep your eye out for that sort of thing. And I'd be surprised if anyone practicing magic more than 5 years has not constructed some sort of spirit vessel. I mean, that's just, it's such a staple in so many different practices. Now, again, it's not about capturing the spirit in the vessel and then treating it like it's your servant. That's ridiculous and really disrespectful and rude. But it's about bringing that spirit through, like bringing that spirit to the pot, imbuing it with its essence, and then drawing it through so you can communicate with the spirit more easily, and, that sort of thing. So, let me see if there's anything else I missed that I wanted to cover. I did kind of outline this one so I don't say so much, because that drives me nuts. And I always look like a complete ass on video, but whatever. Let's see. Oh, I discussed the brass vessel in Damonetry, Goetia, as a sacred place to keep the permanent sigils, and to keep the energy in those sigils in it, and it's not to constrain the spirit in it. Okay, never think of anything in demonolatry, at least, as a constraining. It's all about how you look at things. If you're a ceremonial magician and you fear what you're working with, then yeah, you can look at it as a spiritual condom. We're good with that. I'm just saying, you don't have to view it that way as a demonilator, and it'll probably serve you well to not look at things so limiting like that. And let's see. I think that's about it. If you really want to see the posts that I wrote on it, if you go to my website at thequadrant.com, and there's like a dash between the and quadrant, you can actually read that particular post. It should still be on the recent posts list. And I think that's about it. Thank you.